As you can see, we're still here floating in the sky in Cape Town on our family vacation. It's been lovely, and we've been staying off our phones a bit to invest in our family, but we also have a tribe online that we communicate with, so we have to tap in occasionally to keep in touch with everyone. Now, I'm more of a post and ghost kind of guy, while my wife, she'll surf the feed a little bit more. But it took no more than a couple scrolls to reboard that emotional roller coaster. On a low note, a truck drove into a church in Michigan, lighting it on fire, and the driver began shooting at the congregation before that person was taken out. On a high note, the largest Planned Parenthood facility, 80,000 square feet in the United States, closed its doors, potentially saving thousands of babies' lives. And on a very heavy note, VODDIE BAUCHAM has left us to join his Heavenly Father. VODDIE is an internationally acclaimed teacher, author, deacon of a college on this continent, a pastor, a leader. I say is, although he left us at only 56 because his work will live on. It's really hard to absorb all this and just tap out and lock back into vacay, especially when I feel there's spiritual warfare amidst all of us, unlike I've ever witnessed. So it falls on us as believers to step up as best as we can to fight it off. In the book of Isaiah, the prophet hears God summoning for a leader to step up in a vision, and God says, "Whom shall I send? Whom shall go for us?" The prophet responds with the same answer that God is waiting to hear from all of us. He says, "Here I am, send me." This has been the response of thousands of leaders since these words were first uttered by Isaiah, not just in words, but in actions and how they choose to live their lives. One of VODDIE's talks, most recently he shared, and I quote, "You will hear rumors one day that VODDIE BAUCHAM is gone, but don't you believe it, don't you believe it, don't you believe it. Because though I die, I will rise with Christ, and it will not be the end of me. It will not be the end of me, because Christ is raised, and I too will be raised with Christ." You see, the blood of great men is seeds. So when a great man passes, their legacy, their harvest will continue onwards in those he planted seeds in those he deposited truths in, and that he deposited greatness in. And we believe the ultimate truth is Jesus. And this is why, although my wife and I are kind of taking some time off for ourselves, we're still posting from our vacation. Because over a decade ago, she and I answered that same call Isaiah received in Isaiah 6:8, when we heard God say, "Who shall I send?" My wife and I too said, "Here I am, send me." Or at times how I take it upon myself to remix the prayer and I say, "Here we are, send we." As our plane took off from LAX to Cape Town and we prayed over our flights and our travels, I asked God to use us, even though the main purpose of our travel was to spend time with our family. We wanted to make sure if we could be of service to the kingdom, God would not hesitate to use us. Well, be careful what you ask for, because from the wineries in Pearl to the university campus in Cape Town, to the beaches, to the skate park, to the mall, to the church, our family was stopped and recognized for all that we post online. We had great conversations, we shot photos and videos, had prayer time, we had laughs with multiple people daily because of how we choose to use our social media. God first, family values next, and then a peek at our creativity and our family's lifestyle. And these are the things we believe are our gifts from God. It's been a humbling experience, to say the least. Too often, we may feel overwhelmed with the thoughts of, what do we do with ourselves to make the greatest impact for ourselves and maybe even for the kingdom? I feel not often enough the answer is just to remind ourselves, God, here I am, send me. We were not built to carry God's entire burden for humanity, because if we tried to, we would be crushed in an instant. But we are all called to play our part with the people He has aligned for us to reach and touch, whether online or in person. We are all co-laborers with God on this mission. And when we each play our part, the load gets a little lighter. Nowadays, I find myself more often than not referring to all the abstract things God has used throughout the scriptures to move people closer to Him. Mud, water, a staff, a bush, a donkey, murderers, stutterers. Is that even a word? Violent people, liars, deviants, etc., etc. How can He not use a social media post? How can we not be of use if we place ourselves in His hands? How do we disqualify ourselves when in Jeremiah 1:5, God says, before I formed you in the womb, I appointed you a prophet to the nations. So note, whether you believe it or not yet, He believes in you. And although you may be on vacation in another nation, God has plans too. So let's remember, love should arrive before the truth, but the truth does need to arrive. And in all our conversations, may the goal not be to win an argument, but to win the men and women to Christ. And until next time, let's love more, and I'll see you at the next PSA. Look, they got ghetto birds here in Cape Town as well. I know all you LA people know what I'm talking about. We're praying for the people in Michigan. Even though we're on vacation, it's really tough to see this kind of stuff happening. It hit very close to home. My brother was a leader and a pastor at a Mormon congregation for a very long time in New Jersey, and he still is, on and off. We love you guys, and we're always thinking of you guys, and we hope you found some value in this. Know that it's on us to make a difference. Please check out some of these messages and share them with the first person that comes to mind. We'll be back with you guys next week in person in LA and online. Take care.